Hey everyone, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Although I am a licensed clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hey, we're live.
Oh,
Whoa.
Hi.
Hey. Yeah, you need your mic.
My goodness, I wasn't ready. Hi. Hi.
Aaliyah was just telling me how we need to hurry up and you're taking too long, and then she's not even prepared.
No, but I was confused because I thought that, so now we're live, not on...
We're not doing live on Instagram anymore, but we are doing live on Spaces on Twitter.
So we're not live on Facebook.
We are live on Facebook as well.
Oh,
Facebook,
okay.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and then we're also on Spaces on Twitter, which is like a public
Forum?
Yes, that's a good word. Yes, and yeah, so it's kind of like a public live podcast. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I'm Joe.
I'm Aaliyah. Nice to see you guys again.
Convenient
Happy
truth.
Sunday for us. So yeah, we've had a...
I just like talked over. You talked over me when I talked.
What happened?
Well, I was introducing Convenient Truth, and you were saying something about Sunday.
Like mumbling. You're like a mumbler sometimes.
Well, I am. You're right. Anyways, welcome to Convenient Truth.
Right.
Here we are. It is like acting like this is our first podcast. 52 to be exact, actually.
52.
We're moving on up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, how it always is. We don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about.
Never.
And we always
Ever
end up
do
getting
we
into
know what we're
something.
going to talk about? Ever. We never are prepared to do this podcast.
But we did get into things last night. Were you going to say something?
No.
Oh. Well, we had a bunch of people over and we watched the fights.
Fights were serious.
That was big for Aaliyah.
Fights were serious last night. Great fights. The main fight. This is why UFC. I'm not sure. There's many people out there that I feel like are like about UFC because maybe it's like too volatile or this or that or whatever they think.
Volatile? That's an interesting.
Yeah. Well, because it's like
You never know what's going to happen.
Well,
Yeah.
it is like, if I remove my passion for it, it is like a very whoa sport, right? I mean, someone could literally just get fucking slammed the wrong way and die or be paralyzed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's the interesting part about it. It's like you never know
What's gonna happen.
And it's in an individualistic sport where it's like, if you're watching football, there's all kinds of variables.
Yeah,
like different
football I feel
people,
like is boring. It's football.
Yeah.
All right, we're all on the field.
Well, you got all these players, and if one person fucks up, they can still make shit happen.
Yes, because they're working
right?
as a group.
Right.
Working as a group.
Right.
But-
If the QB hurts himself, then they got another
They got a
backup QB,
You don't have a backup for yourself.
Yeah,
It's done. It's just you and somebody else fighting until the fucking death, and you may break your nose or your leg may literally split in half, it's wild.
But you know what they should do, actually, taking a piece from that, like a quarterback and a backup quarterback, a fighter should go in with one of his guys that can replace him if he gets hurt.
What do you
before
mean
the
his
fight.
guy? On his
team or something? Yeah, because the fighters, they have these
Yeah,
teams,
they have people
but they usually have different weight classes. So it's a bunch of different weight classes under this one umbrella.
But the person who's fighting, though, meaning the people on the person who's fighting team may not be as leveled up as the person fighting.
Right. Well, neither is the backup quarterback.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But it's like, hey, I got my guy. I'm going to put him on. I'm injured. Instead, they like pick some other guy. I guess they do that for entertainment purposes
Yeah.
because like the guy might not be good. Yeah. I don't know.
don't
Anyways,
know.
I went off on a tangent there.
But yeah, but the fights were good. I feel like I have to like, because I have a friend who really is like baffled why I'm obsessed with UFC, and she shits on me all the time. Every time I post something about it, she's always shits on me. And I just want to like discuss this for a brief second to make it clear. The reason why I actually love UFC is because I now look at it as like an actual sport and a very highly, ridiculously skilled sport. Like for me, man, the fact that you can like do what you do with like your fucking body and just like all the skill that you have and the training, and like you have to like everything has to be so on point, and then you have to go in there and literally get beat the fuck up by some other person, and you're literally fighting to the death. To me is like on some gladiator shit, you know, like now they just have like refs to make sure that no one actually dies, you know, but it is literally like the skill is insane to me, and I don't think there's any other athlete, to be honest, that has that level of skill. I don't think football players, fucking tennis players, blah blah blah.
Tennis players might be close. I mean, it's a different skill set, but it's like an individual game.
Individual game, but I'm talking about skill set, man.
Ping pong?
That MMA is like, it's off the charts. It's incredible.
Yeah, because they have to understand all forms of
All
martial
forms.
arts, wrestling, jiu-jitsu,
Everything.
boxing. Yeah.
And
so-
this is their life. You're doing this for, it's just incredible. So that's why I love it.
yeah, it's an intelligent
I think it's
person's
so intelligent. I
sport,
think
I
it's
think.
such an intelligent
Yeah.
sport. It is. I actually
even
think
though it
that
is
too.
like everybody thinks like all right, fighting is like barbaric
Like, oh,
and
barbaric,
dumb,
right,
like dummies do it.
volatile, right, exactly.
But like you have to be like
You gotta be skilled.
mentally prepared to go into battle,
Mentally.
and then you have to know what to do when you get into all kinds of like horrible situations, like life or death. Like if we were in the real world and there was no ref or whatever, these are like life or death
This is life or death.
situations.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that don't prepare for that would panic and freaking do some crazy shit that they wouldn't normally do. But
Right.
because they've prepared their mind mentally, they're able to get through these things. It's crazy. Jiu-jitsu is one of the most intelligent forms of,
Martial arts.
well, just athletic skills or understandings that there is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So that's what we did last night. But the big event yesterday was our daughter's birthday party, which was great. We
was
had
good.
that yesterday.
Yes. Thank you for everybody that came out. That was really nice. We had a good time. Soul was super excited, and
Her
it was like
little
all of
toddler
her,
mind was
like,
blown.
It's like all of her best friends in one place.
She didn't know what to do. She didn't know who to spend time with, who to like. She was just like, ah. It was great. We had such a great time. Tomorrow's her actual birthday, so we will have a 3-year-old come tomorrow. So that's exciting and sad at the same time.
Oh, that's good.
Am I the only parent? I can't be the only parent who like, I mean, I literally sit in front of my kid as she's right there in front of me and will watch or look at pictures of her when she was a baby.
Well, because she also likes to look at that shit too.
But
She
I
likes
just
to look
lo-
at pictures
but,
of her.
But I'll do this like in my office, at work, on my break, or like anything. Like if I'm just like, I'll just look at the videos and ha ha ha, oh my God. And it just like gets me going every single time. You don't do that at all? Like ever?
Every once in a while, yeah, but not like on a daily basis. No.
Oh my God. It's the best and sad. So yeah. So now, wait, hold on. I feel like there was, right. So this is what I want to get into. So also this weekend, so Friday night, actually I'll start with Friday because I actually had a shitload of anxiety leading up to this whole event. So Friday, so my dad, the man, the myth, Melton, couldn't make it to my daughter's birthday because he got COVID for like the, I don't know, second, third time, and he's on his like 10th booster. But he got COVID, couldn't come. I ended up not calling him for like 2 days total accident. I was busy, had things going on. I just like figured he was okay. You got 10 boosters, you should be good, right? And then on Friday, he calls and I have him on speaker. It's like me, Joe, my mom, and he's like wearing a mask. He sounds like he's not breathing well. And he's like, I have to go to the ER. Like I can't breathe well. And he's doing all, and it sounds like, and I'm like, wait, what? Like really confused. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? So now we all get really serious because he's keeping it going and he's keeping it going. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, go to the hospital, like have my sister take you. And he's like, no, I don't want to bother her. I'll just take myself. Still like not breathing very well. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, go get her right now. So he goes to her room, but he didn't tell her that he was doing this like thing, you know? So he was like, hey, can you take me to the hospital? And my sister was like, I'm not taking you to the hospital. And I was like, what?
Like, why
like mind blown. Like I was literally about to fucking drive 3 hours to go to New York. I was like, this is nuts. But the one thing that went through my head, for anyone who knows me, you know that my dad was like my world, right? So like what really went through my head that triggered my anxiety to start with on Friday was, wait, this is serious. My dad has to go to the ER. He has COVID and he's not breathing well. I'm not ready for this. Like that was my thought. I'm not ready for this. No, no. And now that I think back on it, I'm kind of actually worried about that was my thought, because now I'm kind of like, I'm like really legit. I'm like scared scared for myself.
Hold on. I don't know if you told everybody that he was actually bullshitting.
Oh, sorry. It was a joke, right? It was a joke. The whole thing was a fucking joke. So this guy, then he starts laughing and then says, well, you didn't call me in 2 days, so I could have been. And I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Well,
like,
also this is coming from the guy who like for the past 2 years is like been over the top, like
gun-ho.
We gotta be on top of this COVID thing. You gotta wear your mask. You gotta wash your hands. All this stuff,
Right.
like all the fucking time. Everything was about
All
like
the time.
COVID. And now this guy's got 30 boosters and all the vaccines, and he this is like his like fourth time getting COVID.
Right.
And now he's like joking about it.
Right. And actually, funny thing, I actually feel like it was, and not that it was worse because all he had was like a cough and like a little nose stuff, but I feel like it was still worse than when he got it the first time. When he got it the first time, the guy had no symptoms at all, you know, and he was only on his, I don't know, second or third booster, you know.
What's ironic?
Like,
Don't you think it's ironic though? It's weird that like, you know, everybody who was so serious, like this is gonna kill everybody. Now they're just like brushing it off with like, well, that, you know, I didn't get it. I mean, I got it, but it was, you know, the booster made it less.
That's what
or
everyone's saying
whatever,
now.
you know, like.
That's what he's saying too. I'm like, Dad, so you got COVID for the third time, and how many boosters do you have? And he's like, well, you know, if I didn't have the booster, you know, it could be, you know what I mean? The only reason why my symptoms are like this is because I have all these boosters, and I'm like,
It's like basically there's an excuse for everything. So like for someone like me who didn't get the vaccine, now like if I'm like, well, I technically I guess I got COVID, right? And I didn't
COVID.
die.
Like
I
twice.
technically got COVID twice. I didn't test positive for a COVID ever though, by the way. Never tested
that's
positive
the true story.
of COVID.
But
So
you were sick as hell, and I was
definitely
positive,
was sick
and our daughter
around
was
the same
positive.
time that you guys are sick. But anyways, so yeah, so I'm like, well, what saved me from dying, right? Oh, well, you're young. Oh, you're healthy or whatever. Okay. Well, then why did I need to get the vaccine in the first place? Why was everybody pushing it on me if I'm so young and healthy and I can get over it so easily, you know?
And then again, we go to why is then the government pushing the vaccine versus actually talking about health? That's something you would have said.
always
Look at
want
that.
to talk about,
That's
right?
something you would have said.
Right. That is a good rebuttal for that. Yeah. Why aren't they talking about health?
I just like to actually just debate things, which is why I'm constantly, you know, like I just like to debate.
That's why I make a good podcast, because I get serious about things and then you just think like you just find topics that you'd like to like debate about and not really care about it.
Yeah, I just like to debate about shit.
Yeah, but it's funny how like so nobody wants to admit or apologize anything about.
Apologize. Who's going to apologize?
Well, the people that were just like, this is going to kill everybody and you need to get the vaccines because it's going to save you and blah, blah, blah. I mean, nobody remembers when they said multiple officials, authority figures, doctors, whatnot, says you will not get COVID if you take this vaccine.
In the very beginning.
There are everybody and their sisters who got the vaccine right now is getting COVID. And everybody's just like, well, whatever. That's, I didn't hear that thing, And I'm like, I just don't understand. And then for people like me who have been very consistent all the way through saying the exact same thing, if you just keep yourself healthy, vitamin C, vitamin D, sleep, freaking all this other stuff, exercise, eat healthy, then you're going to be okay, right? Nothing. Nothing. They're just like, well, thank God I got the freaking 18 boosters because otherwise I'd be dead. That's their answer. It's like so strange to me.
I mean, they're in the beginning when COVID first hit. There was fear. It was fear. It was all fear. There was also. I mean, there were a lot of people that did die. That's true.
Well, yes, a lot of people died because they put them on respirators when they shouldn't have been doing that.
Come to find out.
Also, there were people that were already had some sort of issues prior to getting COVID. Now, I can totally understand that because COVID is a real thing, right?
Right.
And if you've already got some sort of heart issues or like you're older and your immune system's weak or whatever, then that might put you over the edge and you just might not make it. I get that. That is the truth, right?
I'm actually kind of wondering if for people who do have, like I have an autoimmune disease, right? And all I got was the first set of vaccines. I didn't get the boosters after that. But I mean, even with just that first set and then also having had COVID now, like, I don't know, 3 times, I'm wondering if I'm just, because of my autoimmune disease, like I'm just, it's always going to hit me in just like, well, I guess it doesn't hit me that bad. I guess I just feel like shit.
I mean, you get it just as bad as I get it.
That's true. You're right. I take it back what I said. But yeah, so anyway, so I had anxiety from that, right? So then I'm like, hey guys, let's watch a movie. So we decided to watch a movie on Friday night. We watched, just so that you guys know, because I actually thought it was an amazing movie, but I'll get into it.
What's it called again?
It's called On the Count of Three, which also kind of gives me chills even when I say it. But the movie is called On the Count of Three, and you can watch it, I believe, on Prime, on Amazon Prime. It is a Sundance film. It's an indie film.
It's like a really dark comedy.
And
I wouldn't even call it a comedy, but there is comedy in it.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not comedy where it's like blatant in your face comedy. So let me just tell you what it's about so that you guys understand, because then you'll get why it was also kind of confusing. But so the movie is called On the Count of Three, and it's about these 2 childhood friends. They've been friends for like their whole entire life. And they both have just severe mental illness, so severe depression, and I'm sure just other stuff going on. But the movie's about mental health, and it's a movie about 2 friends who want to commit suicide, and so they make a deal to basically like do a double suicide thing, right, and just like kill each other. So it's a very heavy film, I will say that. So for anyone who is just not ready to, get into anything like that, I actually like highly suggest you do not watch it. It's pretty intense. However, it's confusing because there's parts of it that are like funny, and it's not like a in your face funny. It's a very like sarcastic kind of like, it's almost like a real life funny where I feel like that shit would actually happen in real life.
Yeah, like if you were actually, did you talk about how like that they're like wanting to kill each other and stuff?
I'm sorry, you were busy commenting, so you completely didn't hear that I talked about the whole movie. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, if you were like actually planning on like killing yourself.
So I feel like if you were planning, I feel like the whole movie is very real to me, and I think that's why it also kind of got me going, because as I'm watching the movie, I'm also having anxiety from what happened earlier, right, with my dad's fucking joke. And now I'm watching this movie. And I'm confused because I'm like, wait, this is funny right now, but this whole thing is not funny, and this is like really heavy, and there's heavy scenes, and then you're like, wait, I'm so conflicted, and then I ended the movie, and I got into this huge thought about just like I work with on a daily basis, right? People who are depressed or have anxiety or just basic life issues going on, which is also fine, right? Or people who have just more than that, like bipolar, schizophrenic. I mean, so I work with all types of individuals who have all types of different mental health issues. And I hear like everything they were saying in that movie. I think this is why that movie affected me so much, is because although I sit in an office and I listen to real people speak about it every single day, and I hear it and it's sad and really just, like heavy stuff on a daily basis, I've learned throughout the years as a therapist to be able to go into work with these individuals, come at it from a very objective standpoint, help as much as I can. And then when the end of the day comes and I'm done with my sessions, I go home. And when I go home, I'm now at home.
I mean, you have to. That's the only way you can
Yeah, and when I go home, I'm now at home, So now I'm with my kid and my husband, and I'm doing all that. And then I wake up the next day, and I don't think about anything really until I'm in the office. And then now I'm like, like that's kind of like how it goes. Now, that doesn't mean that there are some people who... There are some people who I've worked with who actually do stay with me a bit, like in my mind. But that's kind of how it is. But this movie, watching it from just, I guess, a different take or a different perspective, really hit me. And I think at that moment I was really kind of like, fuck, like this is every day. Like this, like this is every day. Like,
yeah, you get to check out for a few hours and go to sleep or whatever. That's
I know
just
it's
going
like
on all the time.
it's every day, and it just like, and it really affected me that night. I woke up still thinking about it. And the next day, I was really still like, fuck, man, like, it just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you have to compartmentalize because it's your job and you're trying to help people, right? And you also have your own life that is great, you don't have any mental issues or anything bad going on. So like,
well, I do have anxiety.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean,
that's given.
You're talking to people have
I'm
horrible
stable,
days every day.
I have emotional and mental stability. Yes,
and then so you kind of have to compartmentalize and live these almost two separate lives, right? Mentally, and I always give you kudos for it. And I always say I could never do it. I don't know how you do it. It's crazy. I bust your balls all the time about like, being present and being here, because I understand that you need to kind of like just check out with shows and stuff sometimes. But, there's also, obviously we have our life, and it's like, I don't know how you do it. It's literally, you have to like probably shift things in your head to like the back and then bring them back to the front when you need them. And
well, it's called
like filing.
So basically, I'm really good at compartmentalizing, which on one side, compartmentalizing is actually like a defense mechanism that we talk about in therapy, where it's like not like the healthiest thing to do. However, the version of, I guess, compartmentalize that I utilize, and it's almost like compartmentalize in a healthy way. It's kind of weird, but anyway,
because you're fully aware of it, right?
So basically, like when I'm at
decision.
Right, so like when I'm at work from this time to this time, I'm there, I'm present, everything's there, right? When I leave work, because I know I now have to be mom and wife and all this stuff, right? And I have to also be present there. I'll take what happened at work and all the stuff that I heard and the things that I have to actually like do and make sure I don't forget and stuff like that. For that, I'll take it and I'll put it in another compartment in my brain for just the time that I'm like, like I'm home, it's dinner, it's bath time, it's books, it's all this stuff until my daughter goes to bed. And then after she goes to bed, I have to like kind of like decompress, and then I have my chill. When I wake up in the morning and I'm driving to work is when I open the compartment back up. Okay. And now I'm back in mode. and everything comes, right? Whereas when people compartmentalize, like just that good old fashioned defense mechanism compartmentalize, it's they put stuff in separate compartments throughout their brain.
So forget about it.
And they never go back to it.
Right.
It's just stuffed, you know? So that's kind of what I have to do. But with this movie, I feel like I wasn't able to do that. I feel like I watched it and I was like, whoa, like, wow.
I mean, yeah.
You know?
I mean, it was good. I wasn't that, you know,
I loved
whatever
it.
the main actor was like, whatever. But
I thought that both of them were amazing, and they both portrayed. You know why? Because for me, I've worked in substance abuse facilities, mental health facilities. I've worked in all that. So in that scene, in that first scene when he's in the hospital, he's in the and he's speaking to the social worker or the clinician in there, you know, and I'm listening to this. I'm sitting there going, they're doing a really good job with this right now because this is literally like, this is real.
Very
like, this is very realistic. Right. So for me, I think that's why it hit me even more because I was like, this is on.
yeah, it was filmed in a almost like not a POV perspective, but like it was like very personal. It was like in their area. Like the camera was like in the car between them, and they had to do it in a certain way, so you felt like you were
like in their life.
Like you were a person in the car with them.
Yes,
right?
yes. Yeah, it was good. So that movie's called On the Count of Three. Very good movie.
Well, I mean, we talked about this. It's not really a movie you want to suggest, really.
If you are someone who struggles with mental illness, right, and you are someone who
would you suggest this movie to someone like that?
No.
Yeah.
For someone who is emotionally and mentally not stable and is really in their stuff and needs some, I would definitely not.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend that movie.
Yeah.
At all.
It's just
no. But for people who, you know,
it's gonna like solidify ideas, probably.
It's it's a real movie, you know, and and I think any movie when it's about mental health stuff, drugs, eating disorder, any movie like that, even about someone going to prison or this, when those movies are done really well and they're like done on a real level, like it's I think it's difficult for many people to watch, you know, movies about abuse, same thing, you know.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm getting out of this thing.
Why can't you ever just do this? Why do you always have to be doing something else when we're
because I'm
on?
prepping for the next thing. Listen, I'm a one-man band here. Like, you get to come down here and be like, oh, whatever I want to fucking do. I'm the one that sets all this shit up. I'm the one that records. I'm the one that sets the fucking mic sound levels, all this other shit, fucking lighting, fucking post-production, all that shit. You just fucking show up. So, yeah, I get your mentality, but that's not where I'm living. I need like 3 more arms. I mean, I could help. I mean, if you want to like contribute a little bit more, I mean, I could show you how to do some of this stuff. So I'm not so I can be more present for you.
I just feel like there's certain things that you do that you don't have to do at the moment. Like you'll fuck with shit for like no reason, and I'm like, just leave it alone.
Actually, I was, commenting back to people that were talking to us while you were talking.
Which is why you didn't hear what I said when I explained the movie, right?
Right, but I mean, I can't just leave people hanging there.
Right. So what do you want to talk about next? Go ahead.
Well, as always, we never know what we're talking about, but I happened to write a list.
You did.
This is from back in March, actually. But it's pretty detailed. Should I just read it? No? Okay.
Let's talk about, right. What do you want to get into?
Well, I mean, this one is, I'll just read the first sentence. Potential long-term effects of bad diets and preventable disease.
If I talk about that one more time, I'm going to fucking die.
What?
Because we talk about that all the time in our regular lives, and you talk about it to me every day, that if I have to fucking discuss that one more time, I'm going to fucking lose it.
Well, maybe that'll make for a good podcast.
Oh my God. It's like, and I'm not saying that that's like a bad topic. It's a valid topic. Absolutely. It's an important
Hold on.
topic.
We discussed these before we got on air, and you said, yeah, that's great.
I wasn't talking about that one really. I
that was the fucking main
I was
one.
talking about the other ones really because it's like that one is my life with you. You talk about that with me every day when we're walking, going into a store, going into a restaurant, outside, in a car, in the bed.
Yeah, it clearly never gets into your head because, you just keep doing it and not. I had to send her an egg video the other day describing the difference between pasture-raised eggs, organic eggs, and cage eggs, cage-free eggs.
I'm glad you did because I didn't know the difference.
Maybe people don't know. Maybe this will be...
And now I know the difference. Now I know that it's literally about even like it's about square footage, you know?
Well, it's about like the health of the chicken.
Well, what they're eating, but it's also about square. So it's either they're cramped all in this one space with no space to move, and they're eating, soy and GMO products and this and that and blah blah blah, or they have a little bit more room, but the square footage is still really small,
and they're eating shit,
and they're still eating shit. So it's not like they're really free range because they're free, but they're still like really close to each other.
What it was is like there's an opening in
that's
the
what it
thing,
is.
but they don't go out there because the chickens like to stay in a group.
Yeah, they like to be warm.
But the hole
and
is only enough for a couple chickens to go out at a time, so they don't go.
Right.
But because they have the access,
it's called free range.
They call it
because
free
they
range,
have the
right.
free ability to walk out through that hole if they want to.
But they're never going to go.
But they are innately like just together all the time. So
Yeah.
that's not going to work. So they're not really fucking free range, okay?
Yeah, the best chickens and the best eggs
Pasture-raised.
are pasture raised. That's
And
all
if
you have
really
to know.
want to get
pasture-
fancy, organic pasture raised. If we really want
Right.
to get fancy with it.
Organic pasture raised is like whatever is what a normal person thought eggs and chickens came from before they actually understood all this information and how this all happens, right? When you naturally just think like, oh yeah, there's probably a farm and there's chickens running around and they just like pick up some eggs off the ground.
Well,
that's basically what pasture raised is, right? But all the other eggs is bullshit and fucking factory.
Which is crazy though, because in my mind, right, when all these different eggs came out in the beginning, in my mind, I'm thinking, before I even knew all the different types of eggs, I did think that eggs were just all pasture raised. In my mind, I'm like, I don't understand. It's a farm and you got chickens and the chickens just kind of roam free on the farm. And then they just like, and then you just, find one and grab one and do what you got to do with it, right? But it's like, so that's what I thought. I had no idea that they were just like,
but once you start thinking about how many eggs are sold every day in the country, you're talking about millions, right? So to produce that many eggs, you actually have to do that, or every small farm in America needs to be producing maximum amounts of pasture-raised eggs for, and even then it's not enough, I don't think,
Anyway, I'm actually glad I watched the video. It was actually a cool video, so thank you for that. I learned, and now I will no longer buy anything besides pasture-raised.
Another thing about chicken eggs, right? So this company has created this storage thing where they hook the eggs up to a frequency. So first off, the eggs are not fertile. All eggs are, when they come out, they're not fertile until they're fertilized by the rooster, right? So if you have eggs that are like there's no rooster around, they're never going to become babies ever.
Wait,
right?
But okay, so this is my thing. So time out, and I feel like someone explained this to me before, but okay, I'm a female rooster or whatever chicken. I lay an egg. Mm-hmm. There's the egg. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling me that the egg does not turn into a chick inside of it unless the male comes and fertilizes it.
Right. And you're going to ask me how that's done.
How does the male fertilize the egg?
I don't know. We could look that up though. Let's look that up. That's a good question actually, because I'm not really exactly sure either.
Like, I don't even understand. He just comes and just like jizzes on the shell. I don't really understand how that works. Like,
rooster? How do you spell rooster?
Really? Rooster? I'm sorry, I made you feel like
how
that.
does a rooster
fertilize. And why are we saying rooster specifically? Why can't we just say chicken?
Because the chicken is the female.
Oh my God, you guys. I so badly did not pay attention in any of my younger
Biology?
classes. Nothing. I paid attention in no school until I got to college.
How does rooster fertilize an egg? Oh my God.
Wait, I just saw something.
Hold on. Sometimes I'll tell you until the end.
I actually saw it in the beginning, but whatever.
Actual process of mating, relatively quick. You saw something up here?
Yeah, keep going. Okay.
Fertilize.
He has to mate with the female hen, so his sperm travels into the oviduct and fertilizes the eggs at the okay, so they don't lay the egg first.
All right, yeah. So the rooster.
So the
bangs
rooster
the
has to
chicken.
has to have sex with the chicken. You made it seem
Right.
as though the egg comes out,
Right.
and now it's there, and I'm like, wait,
Which
how the
comes
hell-
first, the egg or the sex?
Right.
So, all right. So if there is no rooster around in sight, chickens will still lay
Chickens
eggs.
will still lay eggs, and those eggs will be the yolk.
Those eggs will never become baby chickens, right?
Right,
Okay.
right, yes.
So, with that being said, now there's this company that, first off, so the eggs, I guess some eggs become, there's the difference between a male egg and a female egg, even though it's not fertilized. Now we're getting into deeper stuff. But I guess there's male eggs that you can't eat for some reason. So, anyways, this company created this frequency, and they've been able to boost the female edible egg to like 85%, and it's usually like a 50-50 thing, where it's like 50 males. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I stopped listening,
Yeah, of course you did.
but I'm glad to get that situated about them.
Well, now we know about that. All right. So okay. So you don't want to go into eating healthy because
Right,
I talk
it's
about
just- we
eating
talk
healthy
about it all the
time. All right.
time,
But what
all
about
the
this? What
time.
about a preventable mindset? So
Yeah, you mentioned
We
something like that,
have-
and it made sense. Yeah.
so in our culture, in just the world, right? We basically have this preventable mindset on everything you can think about, right? In car insurance, health insurance, freaking house insurance, anything with insurance in it is you
Prevention.
basically being like, okay, if this ever happens, well,
Just
it's going to
in
be taken
case.
care of, right? But when it comes to like, well, I guess that's when it comes to health, you have health insurance. So people are like replacing health insurance with actually taking their health into their own hands and like eating healthy, exercising, like doing the day-to-day stuff. Because I think we did talk about this already before, probably back in March when I wrote this.
I do not remember.
But yeah, just the topic that I wrote down was basically like, why do we have this preventable mindset on everything else except for health? But now that I think about it, we do have a preventable mindset on health, but it's kind of like putting
it's-
our health in somebody else's hands.
But it's not preventable in a sense where it's like, right, like you do the work.
That's basically it's basically like people think like they could just eat, like do whatever the fuck they want, but because they pay for health insurance, they're like, well,
It's like, all right,
when
go to
I
the
turn
doctor and
50
get
and I've just been
checked
like
and-
drinking beers and eating fucking hot dogs all day long, then the doctor's gonna take care of me at that point. Instead of just being like, well, why don't you just start when you're like in your 20s, eating healthy and doing the right things and understanding foods and sugar and all this other shit, and don't put toxins in your body. And that way, when you are 50, you won't have to use that money or the insurance to fucking help you. It's like, and then you got to think about all the money that you're paying into insurance.
See, now this we've talked about.
Yeah, all the money that you're paying into insurance for over the course of 20 years or whatever, by the time it's actually being used when you're in your like 40s, 50s, 60s, it's thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars that just go to waste. Or you could just use those hundreds of thousands of dollars to eat healthy. People are always like, Whole Foods is so expensive or whatever, and organic, Well, maybe it is a little bit, but do you care about your health? Like, I mean, do you want to eat the right foods that aren't?
Yeah, but I mean, I hear what you're saying, I do, but for individuals who maybe don't make a lot of money, don't have a, high income or
There's other
whatever, or
options.
have a family to also, and they don't make a lot of, whatever it is, listen, we just went to fucking Whole Foods, okay, and spent $550, right? $560 for 2 adults and 1 kid for 2 weeks. And that never even lasts us the whole 2 weeks. We're usually like, we're stretching it because we don't feel like going back for another 2 weeks. But like by a week and like 4 days or 3 days, it's already like, so.
Listen, my rebuttal to that is, okay, well, I mean, say you are in a position where you don't really have a lot of money, but you're paying $500 a month for health insurance, and say you're in your 20s or 30s or something.
But that's not necessarily true.
No, they're paying nothing.
That's not necessarily true, Joe. There are individuals who have low incomes, right? And meet the okay. So because of this. So this all started with also
All right.
Obamacare, right? This all started with
Whatever you're gonna say, you're
I'm
gonna
just saying
talking
that
about how
that
like
there are people out there who don't make a lot of money, who are living, below, I guess, minimum wage or whatever, and don't pay $500 for health insurance because they either just take it out of their jobs because they have a job that gives them health insurance, right? And so then because of that, they're just kind of they're not having to pay and come out of pocket paying $500 a month,
Well,
and
listen,
even then, still with only putting, I guess, $60 a week to their insurance or whatever, and it just coming directly out of their check from their company, still not able to. I mean, it doesn't.
okay. All right. Like for me, it's basically like everybody is different at different levels, financial level. Obviously, like a billionaire is like getting all the organic shit, all the shit that I fucking want to get all the fucking time. I just want to stack my refrigerator with all that shit. I can't get it. Right. So there's different levels. Right. So like, okay, you're not at the billionaire level where you can get every single organic thing or own your own fucking farm or some shit, right? I'm not there. That's how I think. So the person that is like less financially able than me is like looking at me like, oh, well, I can't afford to go to Whole Foods. Okay, well, figure it out. You have to fucking prioritize. I put my health like, honestly, I think I put my health at just as equal as like the health of my daughter. Like it's just up there. Prioritize. Like, because without any of that, we're dead, and then who gives a fuck about anything else that's going on in our lives, right? So that's another mindset that I'm talking about that people aren't thinking about. Yes, so it's a preventable like mindset, but also prioritizing health. Because people just expect, like, when they're like 60, they're like, well, I'll have all these problems and, at least I'll have health insurance and I'll, go to my doctor once every 3 months or whatever, But it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. You could do a lot of things when you're younger to prepare yourself when you're older. But getting back to the financial thing, okay, somebody with no money, do they have dirt in some ground somewhere around their house that they rent? Can they buy seeds? You can even do some of this indoors. And I'm not saying this is gonna like, okay, you can grow all of your food, but you can do some of it. You can attempt to prioritize your health in some way at some level, even if it's not the best.
Yeah.
Once again, just like I said, like I want to have my whole refrigerator full of organic food all the fucking time, 24/7, but I can't have that. So I do my best, right?
A lot of this, again, is also cultural. And again, this is like a whole thing, right? Like you grew up in a house, from what you told me, your mom, you didn't, like you were eating pretty like, like okay foods, it's not like you guys were having like, whereas in my house, let's say growing up, which is why it's so hard for my brain to sometimes switch to that, is we did not eat. I mean, we ate probably every shitty thing and shitty brand, shitty whatever food you could possibly imagine. Everything was fried, this, that, so when you've been raised like that, and then it's generational, it's just like you know, repeat.
yes.
And it's obviously not as easy as you're just discussing.
I understand that too. It's you're right. It's a cultural thing,
which is why where the prevention comes in is to also then starting from a very young age, like in preschool even, start discussing like healthy eating and stuff like that and blah blah
But
blah.
you also need to understand this. So these are the conversations that me and Aaliyah have
also
all
at
the
home.
time.
Yeah.
So
What?
Aaliyah is in the process of like understanding what sugar does to your body, understanding the like what just diet can do in the long run, you know, the egg thing, for example, right? So you personally, like somebody that's not educated on these things also can't teach their kids these things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then how do you get past that, right? You have to want to. Because there's plenty of information out there. I can literally go online right this second.
Yeah,
and
you have to
fucking
want to, but
find
again,
all
if
kinds
you've
of
never
shit.
been around the mindsets that people have to get to a place of wanting to, you don't even, that's not even like a thought in your head of wanting to, because your norm is eating the way that you've been eating and shopping the way that you've been shopping.
Let's just talk.
So that thought of wanting to is also not a fucking easy thought to get to if that ever happens, because again, you're surrounded by on a daily basis individuals who don't have that mindset at all either.
Well, let's talk about what's your thing?
What do you mean?
What is your hesitance and holding back of wanting to understand these things further? I mean, you are surrounded by me, right? And
Yeah, so I'll
of the
tell you
people
mine. So mine is just pure like. So a couple things as I'm thinking about myself. One, I think I'm a naturally, moderately resistant person when it comes to things to begin with, like things that I've never done before. Like if someone's telling me to change
Moderately?
my whole being or whatever, my whole life, I'm like, ugh, like I know logically what you're saying makes sense and it's valid and it sounds great. But emotionally, I'm like, I don't want to fucking go through that for XYZ reasons, which is why I totally understand anyone's resistance when they come into therapy. I get it, you know? So that's kind of it. Like, so like when I hear like the health stuff, it took me a really long time to get to where I got in terms of the no gluten, no dairy and all of that. One thing that helped me is that I had you. And so I had someone who was also opposite.
You still don't really give a fuck, though.
What do you mean?
Yesterday, you had 2 slices of pizza.
Gluten-free pizza.
With cheese all over it and pepperoni and all this other shit.
Because I will tell you what my nutritionist in Florida told me. My nutritionist in Florida told me, and several other nutritionists, is once you are able to get your colitis and your GI stuff at least to a more manageable place, then after time goes on, you can play around with stuff and you can reintroduce certain foods to see if it's something that, you know, bothers you, how much of it may bother you, you know, and then learn your body. And once you're aware of those things, then you can just, you know, eat certain things, but eat it with balance, right?
So today, you're perfectly fine?
Perfectly fine. And mind you, minus last night or minus yesterday when I had those 2 slices of gluten-free dairy pizza, right? The last time I had pizza was when?
I don't know.
Years.
I wouldn't say yours. You had... Actually, I'll tell you the exact...
I'll
tell you the exact day. I'll tell you the exact day.
First of all, that...
This is like a month ago.
The only reason why that happened, to my defense, is because we were drinking, and we had a lot of drinks in us. I think it was someone's birthday. It was some event that we were out for, and it was like, man, I'm
just
hungry.
Your dad and your sister were in town. That's it. That's it. That's all it was. Nothing special.
It is. It's a big event every time they come.
Well, it is. It's great having them here, and I get it. But see, this is where you have amnesia of like this.
Besides that moment,
probably like 2 months before that. I don't fucking.
No, I know it hasn't been. And this is where
I can't trust you.
This is where you can't trust me because
It's your own fault.
But I'm telling you the truth. Mine is outside of that.
All right, we're back.
Are we?
Yes.
I've been telling you how much I've been dying for a nice slice of like pizza in New York, right? Like when we go there, like I've been craving.
Yeah,
craving,
me too.
craving for years and years and years. And then we went out. My dad and my sister were in town. I got drunk. We went across the street. I wasn't gonna I didn't even order pizza. I just had a bite, I think, of somebody else's.
Everything. You're just wasting everybody's time on this podcast of like justifying this shit. It's like so.
Anyway, didn't mess me up.
My
okay?
whole point is like I don't give a fuck. Okay, fine. You can have pizza however many times, but
can I?
you
Thank
could do whatever you want.
Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it.
It's when you act as if like you're this like eating health. If you were actually like,
I don't act as though I'm eating healthy.
hold on,
First of all,
but if you were,
I think I eat. No. Let me be clear. I eat better, and I will always say this. I eat better than what I ate way before I met you. Okay, so in terms of my life, for me and my life, I do eat better. And for me in my life, I have changed my eating habits. It might not be to your fucking level of what you would like it to be. But for me in my life, the changes that I made from smoking for God knows how many since I was 13 to fucking
listen,
from eating from drinking soda, from all this shit that I did, I no longer have done any of those things for the past 5 years.
Here's a great point, right? Everybody listening to this has some way, somehow, shape, and form have evolved over 5-10 years, right?
And I'm
of time.
happy, and I'm proud of my evolving. Do what I would like to do.
Well, you can't compare yourself to like 5 years ago.
What do you mean? Compare myself to 5 years ago? I actually
You're like, at least I'm better than that.
No. I didn't say at least. That changes the fucking sentence. You know how I am about words. What I said was I changed my way of being and living and eating certain foods from 5 years ago until now. So for me, in my life and how I used to live my life, I'm proud of myself for that.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, proud of yourself. All right, yes.
Okay?
I agree.
I'm proud of myself for that. I like the way that I eat now. There's nothing wrong with it in my mind. Could I tighten up more with the working out? Absolutely. Could I tighten up more with the, I guess, like just eating less like carbs or whatever? Sure, absolutely. But whatever, like it's not bothering me right now in this moment. It seems to bother you more than it fucking bothers me.
Because you are living within Aaliyah, right? And it's not bothering me.
Clearly it does, because you mention it a lot.
Well, because I've seen you at a healthier state since I've met you, right? So,
wait a minute. I just want to be clear.
Oh, here we go with some more justifications.
No, I do want to be clear because
5 minutes of justifications.
I actually would like the audience to hear this. Yeah. You saw me at a healthier place. You did. And I was healthy. I was actually a little skinny.
Sounds a little sarcastic.
I was a little skinny, but I was healthy. And then I got pregnant. And I gained a lot of, weight. I went from 130 something to 160, 155, right? And then I gave birth. And you know what happens after you give birth? Everything just moves around and changes and everything.
I'm talking more about your colitis.
And my daughter's also 3. So really, I gave birth 3 years ago, actually.
You're wasting everybody's time with your justifications.
You know why I'm not? Because in all honesty, I'm glad we're talking.
Can't you just
about
be
this.
like, yeah, there was a time where my colitis was under control and I wasn't on prescription and I did way less. Why can't you just say that and be like, hey, I'd like to get back there, and that's it?
Because I don't fucking care about. Because I don't care about getting back there right now. I'm fine. I actually like the way that I am right now. My colitis is in check. I am good. Like I know exactly what I can have, what I can't have, how much I can have, how much I can't have. I'm fine. The only person that continues to bring this conversation up is you.
Because you're fine right now. You're on prescription drugs, and you still are
I'm
not
on prescription medication for
hold on.
my
when
ulcerative
you
colitis,
actually, so that's the only reason why it's in check, right? If you got off
that's not the only reason.
All right, then get off the medication tomorrow.
Well, let's be clear. Hold on. No. Just wait. It's not the
something's gonna
only
happen.
reason. It's not the only reason because prior to me changing my diet and prior to me starting those probiotics, I was on the same medication that I'm on right now for years and had severe flare-ups. So
Because
I
you were
actually
eating really
I
shitty then.
actually know. You act like I don't know these.
Well, because
things.
you were eating
I know
really
that it's
shitty
about-
then.
I know that it's about like lifestyle and food and all of those things. You know. So if I just stop my meds completely and went back to the life that I was living before I got pregnant, when I was like, fucking a Nazi about everything that I ate, which I don't want to be like that. Okay, then yes, I would be perfectly fine.
Okay.
But mentally, it's not where I'm at right now.
Do you think that I want to be like, oh, I have to go to the gym fucking 5 times a week?
Dude,
oh,
I
I
don't-
have to eat this. Hold on. I don't want to be like this. But because I think of my future, we're older parents, we have a daughter that's only 3 years old, I'm constantly thinking 20 years ahead. Where am I going to be health-wise then? You are relying on prescription drugs to keep it manageable until your body is no longer able to, and it needs to rely on these prescription drugs. Because when you're 50, 60, there is no, oh, okay, I'll just stop the prescription. I'll just go back to doing the thing. You can't do it then.
Right.
Your body won't know, it's too old. It won't work, right? So you start it now. So by the time you are 60, you are living this healthy life without prescriptions, blah, 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 blah. You should be every day trying to wean yourself off of something, some sort of prescription drug or some whatever not healthy thing, toxic thing that you're ingesting inside your body. Or you're just basically like everybody else, relying on the healthcare system and whatever to take care of you because you're going to do whatever the fuck you want now, and they'll take care of you down the road, and I'll take care of you, and your daughter will take care of you.
Very
That's what
funny.
you're thinking of.
Because side note, I'm not actually.
Well, it's a
doing
subconscious
everything
thought.
That
It's-
I actually want to do. If I was, then I'd have a way different situation.
It's clearly
going
a
on right now.
subconscious. It's there, and I just verbalized it, and it's there. Now
What's there?
What I just said, like all these thoughts of basically just, I'm doing good now, enough to blah, 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 prescription, this, da, 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 I'm better than before. Not thinking about 20 years from now when your daughter is 23 and wanting to like hang out with us and do cool things, and
No,
you're
I'm
60
not-
years old.
I'm not thinking
and
about. I'm not thinking about that right now because going back to what I said earlier, I clearly this is resistance for me, and resistance equals fear, right? And prior to getting pregnant, I was off my meds. You're right, and I loved it, and I felt great, and I felt the best I've ever felt my whole entire life. And then when I got pregnant, they told me that I had to get back on my meds because my colitis got all messed up from being pregnant. I went back on my meds. When I went back on my meds and I stayed on them, it's like I formed this like habit again of just feeling, I guess, secure or safe with taking these medications. And now it's to a point where I have that fear of getting off of it because I'm like, well, I know what my life was when I was having really bad flare-ups, and it's awful, and I don't want to do that again at all. So am I taking, I guess, what I think is an easier way out of things to prevent, I guess, my fear from coming true? Sure. I'm sure I am. I'm sure it's resistance. I'm sure it's fear. But that's where I'm at right now. And again, I'm okay with where I'm at right now. That's something I have to work through, and I know I will because I eventually work through all my shit. But I also do it on my time.
Well, hold on. You're working through it. To me, it sounded like about 5 minutes ago that you're perfectly comfortable living the way you're living and being on prescription drugs for the rest of your life.
No, I never
You didn't
said for
say
the rest of
that,
my life.
but
I
that's
never
what
said
I
that.
got out of what you were doing.
Well, so I'm glad
you
we're
never
talking-
said.
There we go. So-
Okay, I'm right now I feel like this, but I'm working on X, Y, Z to get to wherever.
Yeah,
You have no
I never said that.
goals. There's no goal.
I never said that. Never once did I say for the rest of my life. What I said was I'm happy with where I'm at and I'm fine with where I'm at right now. That's what I said. And I mean that. Like, that doesn't mean that I don't think in my mind that I would like to get off my meds, and I do know what I have to do to get back off of them, and I do know I'm not ready to do that yet. And I'm okay with that. I don't understand. I think, do I have to speak a different language for you to understand that piece? Or
Well, I think this is where maybe like some of the trust stuff comes in, where like you just like the pizza thing. That's a very small one. I mean, there's other things that you would technically commit to and then maybe not do, and that it's all your personal stuff. And technically, I really don't. It's you. It's your shit, you know? But like, then don't tell me. And then you'll also do that where you don't tell me things and you are working on things. And then I'll be like, so you're going to do whatever. And then you get like mad at me for even like bringing it up because you're already been working on it, but I don't know anything fucking about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the communication on that stuff.
Well, because
It's whenever
sometimes
it's like,
I also think in my head, I'm like, why do I, like, why do I need, like, if it's my thing and it's my body and it's my life and it's my thing, like, I just, like, don't think that I have to communicate every single move I'm making in that moment.
well, to me, they're like pretty significant health issues, right? That relate to our family in the long term, right? And I don't think you think about that. Not to say you're a bad person for not thinking about that or whatever. You just don't think about that stuff, and you just think like, all right, it's your body. It's all about you, right? And it's your thing, which it is, and it has been in the past. But now there are other people involved. If you die tomorrow, right? So, and then I mean, think about how you think about your dad, right? You like, what if your dad didn't run 5 miles every other day? What if he wasn't in shape and whatever? You'd be like, Dad, what the fuck, dude? You gotta, because you want him to stay alive for
I
you.
just told Mom that. Right.
We just had this conversation with your mom, right? But then in the meantime, you're kind of almost being like a hypocrite by not having that mindset for the future for your kids.
So do you know what's so funny though is that I honestly feel though like I really wish that like I can go through and just like tell people listening to this right now everything that I fucking eat on a daily basis so that people would actually hear it and be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about right now? Honestly.
Well, hold on. Yeah, we could talk about that a little bit. You and I...
Because I feel like the discussion is making it seem as though I eat like like shit all day. And I don't. I mean, for lunch, I literally just had an apple and peanut butter. That was my lunch. You know, that's literally how I eat.
She really doesn't, but when we met, we knew nothing about this until like after we started talking or whatever, but we essentially both have... She has been diagnosed with colitis. I have a lot of the same symptoms where I have flare-ups as well. I've just never gotten diagnosed with whatever it is, and I've just kind of self-managed a lot of the shit. So I know myself, and I know that I just can't have gluten. I just can't have dairy. I just can't drink a lot. I just can't do all these other things. And then what? So when I'm there, now I'm just talking about me, right? Mm-hmm. But when I'm there, I'm already at this point where, all right, I've already restricted all these things because I know, and I've gone through all the fucking tests. I've tried it for this a month, a week, at this, I've gone back to it, taken it away, blah, 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 for years. I'm fucking 42 years old. I've been doing this shit since I was like fucking 18, right? So I know myself, and I'm at this point where those are just guaranteed. I'm not eating gluten. I'm not eating dairy. Yes, my every once in a while is literally once every 3 months or something. And eating pizza with cheese. I had one bite at my daughter's birthday party the other day, and that was literally my first bite of cheese pizza in, no joke, years. I'm really saying that shit. Because that day that you guys got pizza, I didn't. So our
a shitload of wings, as though as though wings aren't.
You're right. But I know myself, that doesn't hurt my stomach.
Okay, and I know myself.
Hold on. And
hurt me. It's the same shit.
And have I gained weight, or have I like looked any different, or maybe I've lost weight. I've lost weight in the past where I start. That's my problem. I have a different metabolism than some other people, where I actually lose weight if I start eating shittier, right? Which is really weird, but so I have to manage constantly trying to gain muscle mass all the fucking time. But what I'm trying to say is, like, my definitions of like once in a while are dramatically different than your definitions of once in a while. Your once in a while is like once every other week. Mine's like once a year, or once every 6 months, or 3 months, or whatever. Months in time spans, right? Usually years sometimes. So that's where we differ, I think, on that. And there's miscommunication sometimes. And I just prioritize, and so I'm already restricting all these things because I know myself. I know that I just can't do it, and I don't want to, and I want to be extreme, as healthy as I can, as long as when I'm 60, I could be fucked up. I could have all kinds of stomach shit. I could be in a fucking wheelchair. But in my mind, at least when I'm there, I did every single thing I could possibly fucking do, to my knowledge. Read every fucking book, listened to every podcast, fucking did everything. Went to all kinds of whatever doctors, whatever. And if I'm still in that fucking wheelchair when I'm 60, what can I do? It is what it is. It's how it's supposed to be. But I'm not going to go down, like, fucking be in the wheelchair when I'm 60 and be like, well, I definitely could have not ate this all of my life, or fucking drank beers, or whatever the fuck shitty things I can think of. Like, when I'm in that wheelchair, I'd be like, hey, I did everything. I ate healthy. I don't know why this is an anomaly that I have cancer or whatever the fuck it is. It will be an anomaly because everybody will look at my history and be like, hey, did everything right. And that's all I really care about.
Please understand that if that were to ever happen in our older age, and I'm fine and you're not,
that would be ironic. Very ironic.
I'm going to be so excited to tell you that you are fucking wrong, and
I won't be wrong because
fuck up.
I won't be wrong because I'm going to come back to episode 52 and I'm going to play it for you. And I'm going to be like, see, I admitted. I said that even I'm doing everything I could possibly do, and I could still end up with cancer in a wheelchair. I still can. But at least to my knowledge and my abilities, I am trying to prevent it the best I can.
Oh, man, just to say, I would give it just that one moment. Fucking just like everything that you've been, all this shit that I've been fucking hearing from you, and all this nagging and in that one moment, I will fucking look at you, okay, with no sadness, no fucking. I will look at you and just like what I think a part of me may just want to bitch slap you just for like and not say anything. I'll just bitch slap you and not say anything. And that'll be my relief. So I'm saying that out loud on episode 52. And then after that, we can deal with what we have to deal with.
And I'll laugh too. Right.
Because, oh, man. Can't wait.
But do you get what I'm saying? It's like prioritizing and having that preventive mindset of at least wanting that. Now, we don't all know everything, you know? It's like you have to like do a lot of research and understand shit, you know? But I'm going to do my best. And that's where I'm at. And I also understand where you live on a daily basis mentally, the things that you have to discuss with other people, and then dealing with our regular life, and then also dealing with yourself. Now, numerologically, you are a 9, which always puts yourself last and everybody else first. So this is an exact example of that, where you even as I'm talking here, and even as you're like thinking and everything's making sense, like still there's something about you that will be like, but I can put that on the back burner because this thing, this person, our daughter, me, or something is more important. Your mom, your dad, That'll always be more important. But once again, me coming from the other side, my priority is my health, period.
Really,
The end.
it would be, I mean, if we're going to be honest, it would be soul or euro. That's who
Right, soul or euro, right?
soul or dog is kind of who
Right, but guess what? How are you ever going to do anything and take care of them if you're fucked up?
I hear what you're saying, and I get it. I also, and I told you this the other day, right now, at this point in time, I don't think I'm doing anything in my life besides the fact that I'm not working out consistently, which that I do want to, that is what I want to start doing. I really don't have an issue with how I eat right now, to be honest. I'm actually good with that. I feel really good about myself with that. But the working out is my thing right now.
But if you were to get off your medication, the diet would be more priority because you wouldn't be able to get away with eating those 2 slices of pizza the other day. You know it.
Yes, that's right.
The only reason you got away with it is because of the medication. And I can guarantee probably
Well,
in the
it's
next...
I don't think it's just the medication. I think it's a combination of, because I think it's a combination of the medication, me eating the way that I eat now, and the probiotics. Because again, when I was just on meds and I was eating like shit, the meds didn't work well enough.
Right.
I was still having,
I think you just have to come to the realization and accept it as like, it just is. It's how the world wanted you to be for some fucking reason. That's how your body is, your diet or whatever. And and if you get off the prescription, and remember how you were living before, when you're probably at your most optimal health of your life, right? Just before we had our daughter, right? For about 6 months, you were at your probably peak health of your life, right? You can get there again within the next like 6 months to a year, easily, right?
Yeah.
But you have to prioritize that as a goal. And then you also have to accept that, okay, I just can't eat this and that and that and that. But there's like a plethora of other things that can come about like through the exploration of the things you can and cannot eat that you might not even know exist right now that you enjoy so much, But it's a process and it's a commitment and there's a lot of fear there. And it's like, these prescription drugs make your life easy, just like a Vicodin makes your back pain go away. But that's not actually maybe the source. Maybe the source is you need to go to chiropractor.
But again, it's so hard for me with these meds to really even say that because I know that the meds are not, the only reason why the meds are working right now and doing their job is because of how I'm eating and because of my life now. If I wasn't doing what I was doing now, the meds would not be working. I want to make that very clear. Okay, so it's like, so it's not for me in my mind, it's not just the meds. Like it really isn't. It's the meds, the probiotics, and how I'm eating. Like that's what it is now. If I took it a step farther, like what I did before, then I can get to like fucking pristine health and then get off my meds and that's perfectly fine,
But you don't see that as like something like that's not what you want to do?
I never said that's not what I want to do.
Well, I mean,
just said that right now, mentally, I'm not there yet because I know what it entails and I know all the stuff I would have to really do to get there. And I'm just like mentally not wanting to do that right now. Does it mean ever? No, it just means right now.
Maybe you need to like set a date.
I don't want to set a date. Like,
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm being honest. Like, I don't want to set a date right now. Like,
see, this is what I'm saying. Like,
because in my mind,
there is nothing I can say. There is I've literally said in 20 years, your daughter is going to be there. You may not be as healthy as you are right now because you also don't even know the side effects of these prescription drugs. I can guarantee that. And I'm sure there are because every prescription drug has side effects. And I could say all kinds of, and it just does not matter because you refuse to put yourself first.
I don't think I refuse to put myself first. I think for me, in my mind, I just don't want to have to do all the work I need to do to get there right now. I'm not ready for it. I don't want to do it. Like, at all. I have no...
Why not?
Because I don't want to fucking do it. I don't want to do it. I don't
How's
want
it
to
gonna be
fucking
a-
go back to drinking and eating fucking nothing but shakes and fucking mashed potatoes and soft shit for fucking like 3 weeks and then fucking this and then fucking that. I don't want to
Yeah, but
do
that was
it.
only for like the detox period, and then you were eating pretty healthy and normal after that. Then you were eating pretty much like what we eat now for the most part. We don't eat bad
So
right now.
what the fuck is the so
Because
what's,
you
so I'm
want you
confused.
don't want to go through the detox period to wean yourself off the prescription and get back to a nominal area, and then also the limitations of not being able to eat cheese pizza once a fucking month or whatever the fuck it is, right? And drinking too, and whatever else, like you don't want those restrictions on your life,
Right,
even
well,
though that's why I was saying you have to accept that this is you and don't see it as restrictions, just see it as this is life, this is my
Right.
life, and the reason why you see it as this is your life is because 20 years ahead you're going to still look as amazing as you look now, and we can actually go travel and hang out with our daughter and, like whatever, play tennis, like, or whatever the fuck it is. Basically, yeah. I mean, I think I've just really thought about this way more than you, and there's no knock on you. I've just been just thinking about it for so long, and maybe look, this is actually a good point right here, right? Like this is the difference between somebody that, like you, has relied on the healthcare system and prescription drugs to manage your ailments, and someone like me who should have, because it would have made my life a lot easier, right? But I didn't, and I went through all the trials and errors of like, what can I eat? What can't I eat? This, that. Over like the course of literally fucking like 15, 20 years.
Right.
And now I've gotten to where I've gotten, and I'm like, fuck that shit. I don't want to fucking do that again. So I have to keep doing what I'm fucking doing. So it actually develops a mindset of what I'm talking about, right? Whereas you haven't been able to develop that mindset because this is like fairly new over the past few years of even this being introduced to you, right?
Right.
And then also at that time we didn't have our daughter, and you had like less stresses. I mean, you were actually working a lot though then, weren't you? But maybe
yeah.
that also
was working a lot.
helped because you weren't like you were just focusing on work and yourself. That's it.
Right.
And I was, you didn't have to worry about me. So it's like, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to say, like, maybe you have to figure out other ways to motivate mentally your mind to get to that same place again through different means than you got there in the first place.
Right. So, and again, I mean, I have my own things that have to do for myself that are steps to get there. Like, I know in my mind, I want to start.
And it's all going to be top secret until it just shows up one day. We'll be talking episode fucking 75. Tune in,
I know that my first goal is to start the working out. That's my first goal. I know that because I know that working out made me feel really good about myself. And actually, it's the working out that I think also motivates me to just kind of like want to go more because it like just triggers like all this dopamine and I feel really great and I'm like on point. So that's kind of my focus right now, and that's what I've been focusing on versus all the other stuff is like is just further down the road and not thinking about that. I don't think I've already told you I'm more in the present. I'm focused on the moment. I don't focus on,
which is great for our relationship because like, I'm always like looking down the road and then, trying to manage the big picture, and you're like the day to day.
I'm like, I'm here. I'm sitting in this chair
Yeah.
on a microphone on fucking, I don't know, Facebook, Twitter or whatever, talking to you. Like, this is where I'm at. I'm not, like.
But that mindset, now we figured out, comes from your work for however many years of compartmentalizing and being.
Well, no,
here
that
and
mindset is also called just being mindful and having mindfulness and being present. That's actually what that is.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm also doing it right now with you as well.
Well, no, your head, though, you're not, because your brain still goes like 10 years, 20 years, whatever down the road. So, no, your brain is not doing that.
Well, I've had to, like, yes, you're right. I have moments of being present when I need to be, right? And then, yes. So I guess people, everybody's different, they have different. So you have to have moments of looking at the big picture and like dropping the pin in your head and saying, okay, just got to remember, keep an eye on that big picture thing. And I have to do the opposite. And I have to be like, okay, forget about all that shit. Just be right here.
But but this is the thing though, is that like, for example, my big picture, let's say with this whole health thing is getting back to a place where I'm off my meds and I'm back to where I want to be and the whole eating, blah, blah, blah. That's my big picture. Now, do I think about it all the time? No. It's there? Yes. Do I know that there's other steps I have to take to get there? Yep. That's what I'm focusing on, are those steps to get there. I don't focus on the big picture until it's fucking there because it's not there yet. And I know that in order to get there, I have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So that's what I focus on. I'm doing the working out first. That's my shit. And then go from there.
Yeah. What do you do when like you have I don't know, like say you're when you like got what's it called, certified as a EMDR, you could treat people with EMDR, right? There was obviously some sort of training course, right? And how long did that take?
I mean, that was like a crunch. That was like a two weekends from like Friday to Sunday of like just from like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Like,
okay. So, but there was a goal at the end of that, and you had, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like you went into it, you probably paid money, you committed, you knew that if you did X amount of hours and you learned X amount of things and you had the tests or whatever, at this point, you would be able to treat people with the EMDR, right? So it's all structured, right? There's a difference between being like, okay, like I think about the big picture, but like not having the structure to get to the end of the big picture. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then it's just a big picture that could end up, however, it could end up differently than what you're thinking right now.
Well, it's not that I think the structure. So in terms of like, right. So like for school, let's say, like I could always do stuff like that because
right,
I knew the big picture was that, and what I had to do was this, that to get there. And once I'm in it, I'm in it. I can't really, but like I have to do it. There's timelines, all that stuff, right? Whereas with what we're talking about now, the health stuff, there's no time. Yeah, I don't have a timeline for myself.
And why is that? Because it's a commitment. Yeah. It's a commitment thing, and there's fear, and you don't want to put yourself first. That's it.
I mean, yeah, it could go back to my resistance. I guess that I think I do need to say. I think it is the resistance for me in terms of that, because I don't really want to do it, and so I'm just like kicking my feet of like, oh God, because it's something I need to do for myself, not want to do, right? So
and that's
it's
putting
hard
yourself
to motivate. It's hard to motivate yourself. Like all the school stuff, I wanted to do all that stuff, but I was like super motivated, like not really. But see, again, it wasn't for myself. I was motivated because I was like, fuckers, everyone thought I was going to be a fucking nobody.
Well, that's
why I was motivated.
It's a good example, though.
I was like, fuck off.
There's always, like, you just have to choose what the motivation is at the time.
I've always been like that. I'm always like, I have to find, So I guess for this,
but that energy of that whatever that was.
But you're right. It is always something else, because my motivation has always then been about something else and someone else.
Right.
It's always been about, right? So like with school, I really got good with school because I wanted to prove everybody wrong, because everyone thought that I was going to be a fucking nobody. And I was like, fuck you. And then I did the damn thing, right? And so for all of, let's say, like for all of the like certificates that I have and all the skills I have and specialties, did I want to do all those things? Absolutely. But why? I wanted to do all those things because I want to be a better fucking therapist, bottom line. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why. So that was for me. But
that's a good one.
Could it also be an ego thing? Maybe it could be an ego thing, because I'm like, I actually just want to be better than what I am now. Like, who doesn't want to be better at what
Some
they do?
things, like, as long as it doesn't really matter what the driving force is, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, I think. Like, if you're trying to, like, whatever, in your head proves that you're better than somebody else, is more, you create, like, this competition or whatever, and that's a driving force. I feel like that's a lot for, like, younger people. Like, that's what it is. But then as you get older, you can actually transfer that same
It
exact
shifts
feeling and energy into
your-
something else.
or
and you select it.
or even really into yourself, because I think that what happens is that, like, so what I talk to people about even today, like when I first started off in this path, again, my motivation was to prove everybody else wrong and to show them all that they were wrong and stupid, right? Now, throughout the years, though, as time went on and as I got older and more mature, and then I kind of just started like doing things and seeing that, oh, man, actually, I'm kind of good at this, or then the motivation really did become about me at that point. And then I just wanted to be better at what I do because I take pride in what I do, and that was that. So it was about me. So what I tell people is, now, it wasn't so smooth sailing, though. I want to be clear, because when we do
Never
things
is.
for other people or for other things that don't have to do with us, let's say, then it's not going to be okay. Like, so that's why I went to
Yeah.
fucking 10 different colleges, literally. That's why that's why it took me so long, because it was never about me in the beginning. I got there, but I got there finally when I was like, oh shit, okay, you could do this, Aaliyah.
Right.
But until then, it was very like, oh, go to the next college, go to the next college, just go moving around, So,
Right. Until
so
you,
it does. So I think it does eventually. If you want to progress in a healthy way and evolve in a healthy way, then the hope is that it does turn to you and that you start doing things for you versus other people, which is where I'm
Right.
at now in my life when it comes to like my work and just who I am as a person and stuff like that. My health,
yeah.
it's different.
Well, yeah, I think I've been trying to like help you like attach maybe that motivation or drive to our daughter, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Whatever it is for you is what it doesn't matter what it is really, as long as,
Right.
once again, it's not like hurting anybody else or blah, 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 blah. Just, you just got to choose something, and then you got to create the structure. You have to have timelines. Like, for instance, actually, this is actually a good topic. So I started doing the numerology certification, right? And I'm excited about it. It's something I want to do for sure. But what I'm finding out is it's more just like solo. What do you call it? Like, where it's just like independent learning. So there's all this like
Modules and
yeah, the modules and the lessons and shit like that online, and I'm like watching videos and reading and shit like that, and that's cool. And I do that a lot anyways, but like I like to have somebody like an expert or somebody like talking to me and bouncing questions off of like, and they do that like once a month on Zoom, but like I would love to have that once a week or a couple times a week, whereas like just groups and we just like talk and like ask questions and ideas, and that's how I learn, right? So what I'm getting at is I've committed to this thing. I'm doing all the exercises. I'm doing it. I don't want to do it this way. I really don't. I want to do the thing where I talk to a group of people every fucking day, and that's how we fucking learn. But that's not how it is. So I just got to shift where I want. I thought it was going to be like this. I wanted it to be like this, but it's not like that. So I could be like, fuck this shit, and I'm not going to do that, or get less motivated about it. But I'm trying to stay energized about it because I know I am excited about it and I want to get to the end. So I'm creating my own structure. So now I'm like watching X amount of videos, reading X amount of fucking pages every day. And the goal is, within 6 months to have completed everything and really harnessed and understood this to the best of my abilities through the outlet that I chose. So that was that. What that is an example of what I am doing in a not ideal or the way that I thought it was going to be situation, but I'm committed to the goal and the idea. So I'm just saying, fuck it. And I'm making it what I want it to be. You know, I'm making it work the way that works with me. But, you know what I'm saying? I could easily just bail out and just be like, fuck, it's like not what I thought it was. And go look for something else or whatever. But I don't give a fuck. I'm committed. I'm fucking doing it. And that's it. And maybe it takes you, maybe you got to pay me. Maybe just pay me money every month until you're fucking done. You got to like commit to some sort of.
Pay you for what?
Just to fucking, because there's money involved to get off the medication and get.
I'll pay you to get off of my back. That's what I'll do.
Whatever it is.
I'll pay you to shut the fuck up. That's what I'll do. Okay? I don't have to hear your voice. That's what I'll pay you to do.
Okay. If you're paying me, fuck. Then I know at least okay, by you paying me, we already discussed it. You know what the fuck we're talking about. So you're paying me because I know.
I'll pay you.
Know.
Literally so that I don't have to hear you bring up this conversation with me ever again.
Okay, but there's a time period though that these things need to be executed by.
That what needs to be executed by? It's my like I'm gonna do it when I feel that I am mentally and physically and emotionally ready to do it. Until then, I need you to shut the fuck up.
No, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to set it up like a structured course or something, right? Where you would pay some money up front, you have however many hours to complete it, and then you get your certification or whatever, right? So in this case, I mean, you could say a year or whatever, and you pay whatever fucking money. The money thing is whatever. I'm just joking about it. But I mean, maybe you need some sort of commitment like that and like have an end date. Fucking 2023, July fucking 2nd or whatever.
Okay, so let's just do this then, Joe, actually. Let me look at the calendar right now, and how about we do this? Minus pay. I'm not going to pay you money. That's dumb, right? But how about I pick a date, and what it is it's from now until this date. I don't want to hear you say shit to me. I don't want to hear you bring up anything about my fucking health, about my body, about this, about that. Nothing. From now until that date, I don't want to hear shit. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, the hope is that I'll be doing what I need to do to just get to, to start myself getting to where I need to be. Now, if by that date,
but what's the goal of that date, though? What is the goal? Where should you be? Where should
by that date, I should at least be like working out like consistently.
Okay.
Like consistently, weekly. That's what I
really think. I'm not joking around with it. I really think this is what you need.
That's
and I'm not trying to do it like a fucking
either. I'm actually serious
some
about
assholey way to do this, right? But like
I'm not. I mean, sometimes I think that you do come off as an asshole, but I'm doing this because I actually do want to. And to be honest, my motivation is strictly so that I don't fucking hear you. I honestly, with every being that I have in me, Joe, don't want to.
Well, then it becomes about me. Then it becomes about me.
That's my motivation right now. Right now, that's my motivation. I would much rather do this to shut you up so I don't have to fucking hear the same conversation over and over again. That's I feel so passionately about I'm so serious about this motivation.
Okay.
So let's see.
All right. I'm okay with this. I mean, we've done this before with when we first got together. We used to have disagreements about all kinds of different things.
Okay. And so basically, we're November 13th right now.
I'm trying to tell a story.
We're November 13th right now. Okay. My target date as to when I should already, I should be implementing working out weekly consistently. Mm-hmm. It's going to be January 1st.
By then.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically,
which means that
I don't say anything.
Which basically means
you eat all the fucking pizza you want.
I'm not gonna eat all the pizza. I don't even eat that shit. You know that. I don't even like. That's not how I get down. You know that.
You drink all the wine and all the pizza.
I don't even fucking drink. Are you kidding me? Why do you make you're making me out to be this person who literally fucking just like eats like shit and drinks fucking alcohol all the time and does this and you know I fucking don't. So stop. Like, so from the 13th until the 1st, I don't want to hear your fucking mouth.
Okay, so what? All right, and then what is the goal on the 1st?
What are you talking about? We already the goal
hold on.
by the
What
1st,
is consistent? What does that mean? Once a week? What is the what is?
weekly, Joe. Don't worry about what it is. It's fucking weekly. It's weekly. It could be once a week. It could be twice a week. It could be 3 times a week. As long as it's consistently happening every week, that's what I'm doing.
All right, I think we got to talk about this more.
No, I don't think we do. I think that's for me. I think that's my
So
goal.
because you're going to work out consistently once a week, I can't talk about I don't know, like sugar
what
intake
I'm eating, my
or
food,
like
how much sugar is
because
in this fucking protein bar that you got. Oh wait, the protein
like
bar has fucking canola oil. You're not supposed to have that. Or oh wait, the protein bar has soy.
Well,
or,
that's kind of
oh my God,
irrelevant.
this got this. I don't want to hear anything about that shit.
and then I think it has
No,
to
I don't wanna
relate
hear-
to those
I don't
things.
want to hear anything about that shit at all
But-
until January fucking
hold on.
1st.
You're creating a scenario that fits your.
I'm not creating
situation.
anything. That's how I'm doing this.
That's like me saying, "All right, I don't want to hear you fucking."
What do I
say,
talk about so much? That's so annoying.
Nothing annoys me about you.
That's because I'm not annoying. The only reason why shit annoys me of you about me is because you're annoying. And so from the 13th to the 1st, I don't want to hear shit.
You're taking things that are irrelevant. To
What do you mean
each
it's
other.
irrelevant? And all that stuff has to do with health. It has to do with my health, right? And my body, which is what this is about.
Yeah, but if I'm talking about like, say anything to do with diet, that doesn't have anything to do with you fucking wanting to work out once a week or every week.
Yes, it does. Diet and health. This is all about health. It's
Well,
all about health.
Okay, health is like a very general word.
Yeah, it's all about health. Health. It's all about.
All right, so but this is, I feel like what you're limiting me on discussing, the benefit isn't equaled out.
What
It's
are you
like
talking
it's
about?
like
The benefit.
all right,
The benefit is for me is that
you don't.
there is a benefit for me is
All
that
right,
I'm going to
you
now
get-
be
but-
more motivated to do all these things as fast as possible and to get to a place because I never want to hear you fucking talk about this.
No,
ever
but
again.
your motivation is only to get to the fucking working out consistently, right?
No.
But-
Right now. Right now for this.
Okay, well
for
then
this
if it's
piece,
for right now, then I won't talk about fucking working out. How about that?
I don't want to hear. No, I'm not. I have.
If you're not gonna
hear
work on
you
the other things, then what the fuck? Why am you limiting me on talking about the other fucking things?
because that stuff has to do
Just-
with working out and health and nutrition and all of that.
No, it doesn't. This
fucking
just goes to
stuff.
show that you have no understanding of what the fuck you're talking about.
Joe, me working out, okay, and getting to a nice, like, stable place where I'm consistently working out and motivating myself and feeling good about myself and being, like, physically and emotionally and mentally healthier and stuff like that does have to do with food and all of those things that you talk about. I believe it does. They are completely
Yeah, food.
tied like this.
Oh, so I would be on board if you said you're going to work on all these things and understanding these things further because we've had plenty of discussions on canola oil, on eggs, on sugar, on all these things that at this point I believe that you know what to look up. You are an intelligent person, right? So if you said I'm going to start looking into these, researching these things, and I'm going to be consistent in my workouts by January 1st, then I'd shut the fuck up. But if you're just saying, oh, I'm going to be consistent in my workouts, because I know you're just not going to do any of that other shit. You're not going to give a fuck about any of the fucking nutrition dietary shit. And you're just going to work on figuring out a way that you can work out once a week. I know you. Done. You know I know you better than you know you.
You know what? You think you know me.
Okay.
And you're not giving me any credit.
Well, then stop fucking lying to me about like how long it's been since you fucking did X, Y, or Z.
I'm not lying to you. I forgot because I was drunk. Okay, like I mean, jeez, some slack.
It's clearly like, this is the only place I think we have like trust issues because you're
My
so
date-
hesitant about like doing things
My
for yourself.
date is the 1st, and from now until the 1st, Joe, I am only going to consider any of these fucking things as long. Please, I don't want to hear you anymore. I don't. I really don't want. Like, I don't want to.
I might consider this option if you want to pay me $50 a month.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your voice about it. I don't. I fucking don't. Okay. So whatever I have to do.
All right. You heard what I said. Then you have to commit to doing some research. Meaning that during that time, maybe we have a podcast about something that you fucking researched or something like that. That would be cool. Wouldn't you guys think that would be cool? I think so. And lead me to believe that you actually understand some of these things, and then also commit to doing a consistent workout routine. Okay, I'll shut the fuck up till January 1st. Right now, shut up. But if you just want to pick one of those fucking things and ignore the rest of them, then it's irrelevant to what you're fucking trying to do.
I don't think so.
Nutrition goes hand in hand with working out. You just said it yourself. So how can you ignore all these other things and just like be like,
I'm not ignoring. What I'm doing is I'm actually setting realistic things for myself, and I'm trying to not set myself up for failure. So what I'm doing is I'm going, okay, realistically with where I'm at right now mentally, right? I know that I can do the working out right now because I do enjoy working out, and I know that I can get that back in, and that's what I'm prepared to do right now. The food stuff will come. I know it will, but what I'm prepared to do right now is the working out.
Okay, well, that's great.
So along with that, I don't want to hear you make any comment about how much sugar is in something that I fucking got. When it's like, just shut up.
Directly related to, like, it's like a racing. Sometimes it would be like a racing, like the one time a week you work out.
It's irrelevant. What I really would hope, actually, that somebody does in this episode, please, because I feel like I need support. I feel like I need support.
Yes, support her.
Just to make sure that I'm like, am I crazy or what? Okay, like, because sometimes I'm like, is this really like?
I'm crazy.
Is this okay? So what I need is someone to DM me or send me a message or whatever through the convenient truth, and just like let me know. Do you have a partner or someone in your life who's constantly like monitoring, like? How much sugar
I'm not constantly monitoring.
Constantly monitoring, like what kind of food you have, what are you eating, da-da-da-da. Even if they don't say anything, they're observing it and they're looking or whatever and stuff like that, and they'll bring it up with several conversations. I want someone to get a hold of me, please, and let me know if this is you. And then I want you to tell me how you feel about it. Do you feel like it's like, because like sometimes I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is insane. Like, this is like a bit much, and it really, like, or like, is this like, because I can't do this anymore. This is ridiculous.
Yes, a couple that one individual fucking talks about that shit and is like up their ass about fucking the food and stuff.
Yes, you, Joe.
Yes, okay.
That's you.
Well, yes, it is me.
Do you know how many of my friends have said to me, I don't know how you deal with that because that is like, it's like so much. And I'm like, I know.
Listen, it is me. I'm admitting it's me. But maybe those people have not had the same discussions and like when I say when you're 60 and I'm 60 and you want to hang out with Soul and be healthy and go play tennis with her and travel and do all that other stuff, do you say yes?
So this is what I want instead. Now I have to narrow it down because of the point you made. What I want is anyone who's listening to this who is in the healthcare profession, if there are any clinicians out there, I know that we had a few who used to listen to this, right? Because I'm going to remove myself from this clinically for a second. Like any clinicians out there, any nurse, whatever, any nutritionists, any like health like person who's into, I want you to listen to, and then let me know. Am I, like, because I know I'm resistant. That I know.
It's the resistance.
I've completely admitted that, okay? So that's not what I'm focusing on. What I want answers to is it really, like, is he too much with this? Because I think he is. But I need to know, like, is it just me thinking that? Maybe he's not too much. Maybe he is too much. I think it's a bit much, and it's like a lot.
Well, what is too much? You know what I'm saying? Like it's all dependent upon the two people really and what they're trying to achieve with whatever they're talking about.
Do you know what I kind of almost actually this is what I also want. And I doubt anybody will probably get to the end of this, but anybody in Joe's family.
Oh, of course they're all gonna. You guys are all gonna shit on me.
Listening to this right now,
shitting on me for years.
Cousins, all of that stuff. I need to feel like I'm not because it's so much. It's so overwhelming at times. So shoot me a message, and let me know. Hey, he's actually really like, he's not being overwhelming. He's just right. Or no, like we fucking understand. This is like the shit that we've been talking about for a long time now.
You don't have to wait for anybody to fucking call you. I'm admitting it right now that I am.
I need it from other people.
I am a lot, right?
I need the reassurance from other people.
But we've already talked about this. Like you and I have met for a reason. Like it's you like this shit.
I don't know how much I like it anymore. I don't know, man. I don't know how much longer I could continue to do this song and dance.
Listen, all you have to do to shut me up on any fucking topic is be like, no, Joe, I don't give a fuck about that thing.
No, Joe, I don't give a fuck about that thing.
Oh, what's that thing?
I don't give a fuck about
your
what
health?
you're talking
about your health?
Talking about in terms of what you're talking about in terms of like sugar and like all this canola oil and all that stuff and what's what and what no, I don't give a shit about it.
You don't?
I don't. I absolutely
don't.
Look at me. I don't care about it, Joe.
Look at me and tell me that. Because, as soon as we turn this shit off, she's going to be like, I didn't really mean that. I'm telling you. Look at me and tell you don't give a fuck about the sugar, your health, your soul, being healthy.
I care about my daughter being healthy.
Oh, you do? How are you going to keep her healthy if you don't fucking know what the fuck health is?
I'm so sick of this. I hate this. I literally do. It's so annoying.
You know what's going on right now is like you are going through an education process which could be very fluent and loving and open and exploratory, but you're so fucking resistant that you create this barrier that makes it that we're in this like turmoil and struggle, which you fucking love. So you created this. I'm just talking about the same things that we talk about, and then I just actually do the research and actually live the fucking life. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't really mean it that much, which is very similar to the majority of the population of people. Like a lot of people, not everybody, obviously, but a lot of people only go so far into things. And they're like, well, I looked into it for 5 minutes and, I understand. And I don't want to do that anymore. But like, I don't do that, okay? So that's who you married. Somebody that's like, all right, you want to talk about eggs? Okay, let me go find the best fucking egg video that describes it. And then you've already said thank you.
Any thought that I have about anything like that, you will never know. I'm going to keep everything inside.
Oh, that works better. That works a lot better.
You're not going to hear anything that I think in terms of like, oh, look at that food. I'm not going to say it out loud anymore. I'm just going to fucking just sit with it. Because because you're all or nothing, you're black or white. It's like there's no middle ground with you. It's like
there is no middle ground with your health. Do you want to be fucking healthy or do you not want to be healthy? Like, hello. It's like oh, I can eat some poison sometimes, yes, and we all do. Like, we go out to dinner. I don't fucking know the seasonings and shit that they put in there, but with that's like. Okay, we do that every once in a while, right? Maybe every other week or something.
Really? Because you used to eat out all the time.
Oh, when was used to? Fucking years ago, right? Okay, fine. Once again, I don't ever compare myself to the fucking old me 10 years ago or 5 years or even like a year, 6 months ago, right? I'm always looking at the future me, and that's what I'm striving for. Don't give a fuck about the old me. I look at it and I say, I made a mistake there. I shouldn't have done that. whatever, work on it, get better and better and better. That's it.
I'm going to explain my facial expressions right now. I'm going to explain my facial expressions, and I'm going to explain my shaking of my leg. The reason why I have these facial expressions and I'm shaking my leg is because I am irritated. And I am irritated and frustrated because I'm sick and tired of you always trying to fucking beat me at something, and I'm just over it. And I'm sick of it. You're always competing.
Are
with
you
me
changing
all
the
the
subject
time.
right now? Did you just change the subject?
No, we're too much alike. I can't stand it. It's like
listen,
we're way too much alike.
I don't try to beat you at things. I just am so good at all the games that we play. You can beat me. But what happens, and this seems to be a Delerme trait, right, is they try very hard at first, especially foosball, and then I just keep winning. But they can beat me, and I want them to beat me. So let's keep playing. But you guys only go so far. Anyways, you totally just switched the subject.
No, I'm talking about the same thing. I just feel like with everything.
I'm not competing right now with anything.
You always compete with me.
Right
all
now,
the time.
when I'm talking about
You're
fucking your health?
You're such a competitor with everything. I feel like you always have to be better at everything.
I don't.
You are such a shining star in your world and everyone's eyes, and you have to be the best.
All right, so if I was just really good at take foosball, for example, and I never said a damn thing. I said, "Oh, good game, thanks," and I just kept winning and winning and winning, and I just never said anything. You guys still would act the exact same way, except you wouldn't say it to my face. You would just be like, at least he's humble about it, I guess, or whatever. So let's just not play with we don't want to play with Joe or whatever. I'd rather it all be fucking out there anyway. So I'm gonna be like, yeah, I fucking beat you 10 times in a row. You gonna beat me at the 11th?
You just like doing that because you like to fuck with people.
Well, that's funny
why
too.
you like
Yeah.
doing it. So that makes you an asshole.
I guess. But either way, I'm not playing foosball anymore with anybody because nobody wants to fucking play. I think for Thanksgiving we should bring the foosball back.
So what I did was I purposely changed the subject so that I could kind of highlight how egotistical you are about yourself, because you love that you're good at everything, and then you have to boast about it and do all these things, and then you love when things are about you. So
not really. I just like playing foosball. I really like the competition of foosball, if that's what we're talking about here. But anyways, your health has nothing to do with like a competition. There's no competition. There is zero competition there. They're all just facts. And then so this is what you're telling everybody to fucking call in and ask or whatever. They don't know that we've had many, many discussions where you agree with everything I'm fucking saying. And you say, yes, this is what I want to do. No, and I'm like, okay. Then months go by and I don't see it. And that's where...
I do agree with the stuff that you say. I don't agree with how you say it.
Nobody likes how I say anything, but it doesn't fucking matter. It is what it is. If I talk to you and you agree with me with something and then you say, all right, I'm going to do this, and then you don't fucking do it, it doesn't matter how the fuck I said it to you. We had a conversation. You admitted or said something to me and committed to something, and then I saw nothing. So you expect me to just keep sitting back and saying nothing? No, because I'm an asshole, right?
Right.
But what I am willing to do is shut the fuck up for X period of time. Just like when I was trying to explain the story earlier, when we used to get into arguments earlier in our relationship, because the exact same reason that's happening right now. Yeah. She would get so heated back then that she just stopped talking or whatever.
Well, I used to shut down.
Yeah, she'd shut down and then
shut downer.
Then we had to have a discussion about okay, listen, I get it. This is a lot. It's overwhelming, whatever. But just tell me when we can come back to that, right? So this is the same exact thing.
Very
right?
healthy way of communicating, by the way. Not the shutting down.
The creating some space and time, but having to come back to it, because if you don't come back to it, then it just like stays buried. That's all that shit that's buried in you that comes up as like, fuck you for cutting me off, or fuck that, the bitching and complaining. That's what it comes out as, right? So if you release it now in the appropriate manner for the appropriate reasons, then it all gets flushed out and it's out there, you know? Anyways, so like,
where are we at? Because I want to wrap up.
yeah, we got to wrap up. But like, what I'm saying is like, so I did that. We did that back then. That worked out, right? You were able to just be like, okay, you know, we'll talk tomorrow. We got to end this now.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, by the end of the day, we'll have this discussion again. And that's what we did. And it worked out very well. So in this scenario, if you're annoyed at something or whatever discussions, health obviously here, then I'm saying, okay, well, let's come back to this when you're able to actually really have a better understanding or discussion or whatever the fuck it is. But let's set a time, right? And you're saying, okay.
I did.
But
January
yeah,
1st.
but we're going to go back in this loop again. But all right, I will shut up about you working out, because I never say anything about you working out anyways, because
Right,
you
so
already work out. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, so this is not helpful for me. I need you to,
not helpful for me either.
not hear you at all. That's
All right.
what would be helpful.
So yeah, if you do some research on types of things of like good foods to eat for colitis or fucking whatever.
This is what I'll do. From now until January 1st, I will get on a consistent workout routine, and I will start researching and
Inflammation would be good.
implementing, which I've done already in the past, implementing foods that are good for, anti-inflammatory foods.
That's a fucking deal. Done deal.
Anything high FODMAP, we don't want. I already know that. So I guess I can't eat fucking French fries.
Done deal. And in fact, I bet you along the way until January 1st, you will probably teach me some things that I'm eating that I shouldn't fucking be eating. And I'm more than willing to be open and admitting that I fucking shouldn't have been eating that. I didn't know that, right? And that'll be a great podcast. So, you're committing to this?
Yeah, Joe, I don't want to hear your fucking voice, man.
All right.
Sick of it.
On camera. We just shook hands. All right. I will not bring up any kind of dietary stuff or working out stuff. Last thing. If, say, it's like December 25th, and I haven't seen anything, we haven't really discussed anything or anything
Because we should
at that point.
I'm not supposed to, I don't want to hear your voice about it until January 1st.
Right. But would you think it would be cool to do like maybe a podcast about some of the stuff that you've done or something, research or something you understood that you didn't understand? Maybe we'll get there somewhere in that.
I mean, because I'll be doing
Okay.
I could implement that stuff.
All right. Well, that would be cool too. So what I'm saying is all right, I won't say anything. I just won't say, even if I see no activity whatsoever, I will say nothing until
Nothing.
January 1st.
Until January 1st, because you don't know what I'm doing in my fucking life.
All right, let's do this just before January 1st, because January 1st we're probably going to like pop bottles or something, right?
It could be on January 1st, Joe. It's fine. I don't want to hear you until January 1st.
Because January 1st is, okay, whatever.
I mean, I don't want to hear your
New Year's
voice.
Eve, we're going to be, so then that day we'll have, I guess we'll celebrate.
I
Okay.
guess if you want to talk to me about it, then you don't have to listen.
All right. Deal. It's a deal. This is going to be a great time for you. And it's going to be a very relaxing time for me as well. I think this is a good thing.
I already feel relieved.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to fucking say anything to you. I'm trying to save your fucking life
Oh,
for
my
our daughter.
God. All right. This has been a great podcast. I always enjoy the podcast where you guys get to see me really irritated and to see the true side of the real truth, the real nit gritty truth that comes out when I get fucking annoyed with my husband.
Yes. You still love me though, right? me a kiss.
Oh, so annoying.
See,
So annoying.
it's all good. Lots of communication. It's the moral of the story.
Lots of communication. Lots of like, well, we're going to probably fake UFC fight after this because I want to punch you so bad. It's not even funny. I can't. I just want to punch you in the face. I want to fucking elbow you backwards. That's what I want to do.
Why? We've
So
come
bad.
to great conclusions.
Because you're
here.
just so fucking annoying. I just want to elbow you backwards. Just once. Oh, I want to elbow, spin around, and then fucking kick, high kick to the head.
Good luck. I think you already
That's
tried
what
this
I
shit the other day and I fucking like, tossed you.
All right, guys.
All right. And remember that egg can't be fertile till the rooster fucks the hen.
Yeah. Remember that. All right. Have a good week and keep it truthful.
Keep it truthful. Is that our thing we say now?
Yeah. Keep your truth going, whatever it is. But
Yeah, we should come up with a thing like that,
but
though, right?
Keep it truthful.
Convenient truth.
Keep it truthful.
We're gonna work on this one.
Keep it honest.
Speak your truth.
I think that I don't know.
Keep speaking your truth.
No, that's too long. That's dumb.
All right, we're gonna discuss this, but it'll be something like we do have to come up with something like that. I think
Yeah.
that would be good. All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.